Alright, so today is Canada Day. So happy Canada Day, everyone, my Canadian friends. I'm in an area that was quite affected by the flood, as you can see. They've gutted those places on the bottom already. The whole building's shut down. But yeah, they've got the bottom places totally gutted right down to the frame, and they'll be drying that out, letting it dry. Luckily it's been beautiful, gorgeous weather for the last week. You see mud still on the sidewalks down here, but then, well, at least there, here it gets all cleaned up. But I'm trying to get to the Bonnybrook Bridge this morning, which is in Inglewood, and it's a CP bridge that almost collapsed with some rail cars on it last week. And yeah, so I'm going to see what photos I can get there. I've always loved trains and railways and things like that, and this just makes it a little more interesting. But first I'm going to go over by the Stampede grounds here and see if I can get some photos of the repairs that are being done. So I want to document this process all the way through, right to through the rebuilds, the rebuilding of certain sections and everything like that. So we'll be back soon. So I'm now down by the Stampede grounds, and this building here, this house has been there for many years. As you can see, it got really damaged by the flood again, or as well, and before it was all boarded up a long time ago. I got some shots of it before the flood happened. There's a officer, have someone pulled over for traffic infraction. So, and the Stampede guys are cleaning up the parkade. There's an underground parkade here, and they had to pump that out of water because it was full, of course. And yeah, so I'm just going to continue down into Inglewood, where they got flooded out as well. And then just past Inglewood is the Bonnybrook Bridge, which I'll get some, that's the one, the rail bridge that got broken. Apparently what happened was the Bow River washed away gravel under the middle pylon, and the middle pylon started to sink once I think they had 40,000 pounds of rail cars on there. But that was all handled quite well by our fire department, and they did a fantastic job of stringing up the cars and making sure they didn't float away in the bow if the bridge did break. So I'll be back to you soon once I'm in Inglewood. I'm not quite in Inglewood yet. This is, but I wanted to kind of give you this footage. This is a new underpass that they built just last year. In 2013, I think it opened up, which goes from right from the Stampede grounds, which is back there, all the way into downtown, or what they call the East Village. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of mud down there. This was pretty much filled. It's 4.5 meters high from the road to the bottom of the concrete here. And yeah, it was on the sidewalk here because there's still remnants of mud. But yeah, it was pretty much full, this one. And the flood waters got up to the King 80, which is there, that building there. the emblems on it. That used to be an old hotel and an old blues hotel. They had a blues bar there, and it's called the King Edward, but they call it the King Eddie. And I've got lots of photos a few photos of that. It's a nice old building. They're actually making it into a recording studio. So this is East Village, where they got flooded out as well. There's actually some really neat time lapse from a camera on top of this building here, showing the floodwaters come up to the King Eddie and then receding back. Yeah, so I'll head into East Village now, which is on the way to Inglewood. So this is Inglewood. This is the elbow pathway. It's washed out there. Again, obviously the elbow was very high. This is where the elbow and the bow meet in Calgary. And yeah, lots of debris all over the place still. Just going to head over the bridge here, and I don't think they've got the path open, but we'll see. So here I am in Inglewood, and this is the Bow River. The zoo is on the other side, and the bike path over on that side as well. And I'll just move off the path here. And here's some of the destruction. The river was actually flowing up here. You can see the grass is laid down, heading this way. You see all the debris. Trees are that way as well, leaning. So you can see the path, the flow that the river took. I talked to a gentleman who lives down here just a few minutes ago, and he said that there are pieces of tarmac just lifted up and placed elsewhere, similar to what we saw in Lindsay Park. So my photo down there, and apparently the weir that they built last year, that they changed, that's all not as useful for kayaking now. And there was a beaver pond down at Pierce Estate Park, and apparently that's the new path of the river. So I'm just heading down that way, and I get some shots of this train bridge here, and yeah, and then we'll head down to Pierce Estate area. So I'm down at the weir, which used to be a weir, and for actual redirection of the bow. Then they put in a tunnel, or kind of an offshoot over on that side, and that sends it into a canal over there that actually goes into Chestermere. So again, it also helps with high flow levels in the bow. Unfortunately, this was just a little too much, but as you can see, I know the residents of Calgary will see quite the difference, not only in river height, but the way that this was built was for kayakers to go down a safe route, and in the middle they had some more rapids and stuff that people could go down on their boats. But as you can see, that's kind of washed away. Not really washed away completely, but it's kind of useless at this point. And then down there, it used to be gravel all the way over to the right, and now the river's changed its course, which again really isn't a surprise with the amount of water that was in it, and it's still in it. You can see that there's two ways that it's going now, so I'm going to walk down that way and see what's washed out. And but as you can see, this was underwater where the river was flowing. So that's what, a good 10 feet. And look how wide that river is, and imagine how much water it takes to raise that 10 feet. with that kind of width in a river. It's yeah, again, quite amazing. Right, I'll get back to you once I'm downstream a little bit here. So I thought I'd show you this part of it too, the William Pierce area. Here's some more debris. The river's just over there where it's carved its new path, and you can just see how much was left behind. And this has not been piled up. Morning. I was going to rollerblade down here. I'm quite glad I didn't now, because obviously it would be kind of hard to get through about 7 inches of this sand and a big dune over there. But yeah, it's pretty incredible, that's for sure. So here I am, just around the corner from the last segment by William Pierce area. There's a large black hose over there where that lady in the white's treading over now, and that got washed downstream. I think that might have been part of the buoy area that goes across the river to stop people from floating down over the weir. At least that's when they had it there. This big piece of metal that floated down, big chunks of tarmac that used to be on the path, which used to be here, and they've been dumped all over, and these are thicker than the slabs that I saw in Lindsay Park. These are pretty thick pieces of tarmac, and just dumped. And here's a pedestrian bridge, and the ponds are littered with stuff now, and debris all over. So as you can see over there, there's some brand new houses going up. That's over by the Inglewood Bird Sanctuary, and they've lost about 20-25 feet of the bank over there. Of course, it's natural because the river curves that way, so it will wash away that side first. Then the inside where the golf course is, that just gets flooded. That was completely underwater over there. I'm actually just right underneath 17th Avenue right now, and yeah, the water was actually all the way up to the base. You can see the watermarks on the bottom. Yeah, lots of mud left. So I'm going to go up onto the bridge and across, and then down that way. Down that way on the other side of the golf course to Bonnybrook Bridge. That's the CP bridge that collapsed the other day, or almost collapsed. And what else? Yeah, hopefully I'll see some bald eagles, the Inglewood bald eagles over there too. So hopefully I can get more photos of them. So I've decided that I'm going to continue down to, I think it's 25th Ave, where the Bonnybrook Bridge is, on the south side of the bow, because I'd have to cross over on the north side here at 17th, and then I've got to go over even more, and then I can come down along the river, but on the path. And this way I should hopefully be able to just take the path all the way down. It's blocked off, but should be able to get onto it and hopefully show you how much land was eroded away. But it doesn't look like I'll be able to get through this way. Looks like they've got it totally fenced off here. So I'll have to see if there's a way I can get through Inglewood itself down here. I think there's a way around it, yeah. So, but yeah, it looks like they've got the path completely fenced off down this way because of the erosion. But I'll walk down, see what I can get here, see what we can see, and eventually make it to the Bonnybrook Bridge, eventually. So yes, they've got this all fenced off, which is probably a good thing because that whole path has been washed away, the whole bank. Like I said, the one guy said about 20 or 30 feet, which I could probably see, maybe even a little more than that. But yeah, the entire path is washed away, so you can't even go down that way. So I'm gonna have to go down the road and around the outside of the fence here and see how far down I can get on this side. You know, I was in for a long walk today. So this is a little further downstream from where I was, and it's actually washed away the road. So there's probably more than 25 feet of bank gone here, which is quite amazing. Just going to have to walk around here. We've got some new houses going up here that were going up, and they don't look like they got damaged. So I don't see any dirt in the grass on this side of the road, but it just shows, look how much has been ripped up on this side. And down there it goes in even more, which is quite remarkable. I don't know how they're going to build this back up. They'll have to dam off the river up here and then sort of redirect it away. But I don't know if they will bother rebuilding, because if we get a storm, anything close to like that, but again, it'll be all gone. And you can see in the field down there how much it's washed away. And again, this footage is more for my out-of-town friends again, and for some people in town that don't get to see it. But yeah, that's how much it's washed. That's pretty crazy. You can see a structure out in the middle, and yeah, wow, that is a lot. The bike path just drops off here. It used to curve here and then go down that way, but obviously that's all washed away now. So let's see, we're getting closer to the bridge anyway, and it's a boiling hot day today. It's a gorgeous day, but of course I forgot my water that I was going to bring today, so I might have to stop off at a 7-Eleven and get a nice big Slurpee or something.